The legends were real. The stories were wilder. And now it's time to talk about it. This is Wrestling Real Talk. And now your hosts, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy.
Wrestling Real Talk is back. Yes, indeed. We are so happy to be back. Funky fresh in the flesh. Rude Boy Rudy Hill along with the one and only Hucky Talk Man. That's right.
That's a new one.
A.T. Huck is in the building.
The Hucky Talk Man. you just came up with that?
I did, man. Hey, you know, I had a little bit of jazz cigarette before we rolled on here and stuff.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to be here, right?
Yeah, it does. It's wonderful to be here, man. It's great to be alive. It really, truly is. Instead of undead.
Unalived.
Instead of unalived.
That shit doesn't even come off my mouth right.
Right.
Unalived.
Right.
I unalived him, or he's unalived now. What the fuck?
We were just having a discussion
That's
here.
Not even proper grammar.
Right. we were just having a discussion here at the offices of Rocks and Throwdown Theater, and we were talking about certain words that you can't use on YouTube and some of these other platforms. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite podcasts, who I highly recommend if you're a music lover, it's a show that comes out every single other day. I'm telling you, this guy has content and he has great interviews and everything. And he is the one and only. He's the Professor of Rock. Now, Professor of Rock, I love his show. I'm putting it over. I urge you, please go check out Professor of Rock if you love music. Now, anyways, every so often, the professor would say, he'd be talking about a certain song. Mm-hmm. And like the song Cocaine from Eric Clapton, the great Eric Clapton. And he would say, it rhymes with Momaine, because I can't say it here.
That's crazy.
You can't say fucking cocaine?
Right. I don't understand that. It's some very sensitive people out here to me now, Like we were talking about unalived.
Right.
That doesn't even come out of my mouth right.
Right. I mean, like, what? I mean, and I wrote him. I wrote him this really, really cool letter, and I never write anybody. And I said, listen, man, why do you do that? And he told me, and he said, look, if I do, they'll strike me and they'll take me down.
But what's the reason given for not being able to say cocaine?
Cocaine, you can't say suicide.
I know, I get that,
say
but why?
Murder, you can't.
Murder, people are that traumatized about those words or something that happened in their life, maybe? Is that why they're doing it?
Hey, man, I don't know what it's about, but I know one thing that it's bullshit, man.
It sounds like more censorship.
It's censorship to the fullest, man. Talk about taking away people's freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. It was a time when, on television where you just knew you weren't going to hear certain words.
Right, of course.
Shit and fuck and a dick and pussy and all that, on TV shows. But now it's just so common.
The norm.
So why would words like that be so harmful? When you hear it on
network
Netflix,
television,
you hear it in movies,
yes,
in songs that are already made,
yes,
So it really doesn't make any sense to me. So hey, if you guys can explain it to us, send us a message.
Like I said, the professor wrote me back, and he was like, "Man, thanks for being a good fan," and I truly am, because I don't write, but I'm compassionate about stuff like this. And he told me, look, because I'll get strike down and everything. And then I told him, I said, that really sucks. I feel bad for you, man, because that they're taking away your freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and someone should make a stink about it. They did for Jimmy Kimmel, and thank God they did, man, and to bring him back.
Bring him back,
man.
and he's still ripping him a new asshole, a new orange asshole every night.
Oh my goodness, man. Kudos to Jimmy Kimmel out there. Let me say this, that today's Wrestling Real Talk is going to be a wild one, Huck.
Oh, is this show about wrestling?
This is a wrestling show, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, but that's what's cool about it. You know?
The beauty is that we can discuss things in our lives and in pop culture and world culture and you know, speaking of
the wide variety.
Speaking of, I would like to just say this. I would like to just say this publicly, that I think the young lady who was shut down her hot dog stand in Southwest Detroit was bullshit. I watched the actual footage. And first off, if you're a police officer, you don't have no fucking say-so to shut down a food cart.
Mm-hmm.
That's the health department and shit. That don't have nothing to do.
You would think.
You're just a patrol guy.
Right.
And the way that this man treated this woman was despicable.
I still haven't seen it.
And it was hurtful to watch. And because up until that point, I hadn't seen the full footage. And Carlito, because I was like, man, well, you know, maybe it was justified the way everything went down. I don't know, because I didn't see it all. And then when I seen it, the first thing I told Carlito was, you were right, man. You were right, son. You were right.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, you know, I urge you, for those of you out there who, man, you know, stand up for those injustices, man. Because it's just bullshit, man. Now this poor lady has been separated from her 6 children, and she's facing deportation, and it's terrible, man. I hate that. I just hate that. Anyways, like you said, we talk about everything here. Wrestling Real Talk. We are back with the Wrestling Real Talk. The real talk is that this show is going to be a lot of fun, because not only are we going to talk about your adventure at Horror Slam the other night in Southgate, Michigan, we are also going to be telling you about a letter that we received from one of our great listeners out there. And they wanted to know, and I'm going to put it out there right now, they wanted to know, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy, in your many years in the wrestling business, either alive or on television, what are the scariest moments you have seen? And so we're going to have time to think about it throughout the show.
Yeah.
But that's the big question that we're going to discuss right here on Wrestling Real Talk this week, which is always brought to you by Throwdowntheater.com. That's right, Throwdowntheater.com. You know Christmas is on the way. Before you know it, you're going to look up and you're going to be singing Jingle Bells. And that's all you're going to hear at the convenience stores and all that stuff. Listen, for that very special wrestling fan in your life, or even for yourself, visit Throwdown Theater.com, because Throwdown Theater is where you'll find those rare Chic t-shirts, Bobo Brazil t-shirts, Supermouth Dave Drayson t-shirts, Arriba t-shirts, beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork that would look so beautiful in a wrestling fan's home. I mean, beautiful photography from Supermouth Dave Drayson on canvas.
Yeah, man, and these photos, nobody else has access to them but us.
Exactly.
These are original photos from Cobo Arena, Los Angeles,
yes,
throughout the Midwest, Toronto. Supermouth was one of the photographers for the original body press.
Absolutely.
That was sold at Cobo Halls and other arenas around the Midwest. So these are authentic.
And speaking of his photos, they are the exclusive photos of the big time wrestling trading cards that you can only find at throwdowntheater.com. And imagine your loved one going in their stocking and pulling out a couple packs of big time wrestling trading cards.
And it's so true, Rudy, because these cards, you cannot find them at any convention.
No.
You can't find them at any wrestling store that they have around the country, like in New York.
Yes.
You can only find them here at Throwdown Theater.
Okay. I'm going to spill the beans right now. In April, Throwdown Theater will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, WrestleMania weekend, and we will be bringing trading cards with us. So you might want to just be keeping your eyes open where we'll be hanging.
That's all right. We'll be all over Las Vegas, hitting every single spot that we possibly can. There'll be a lot of wrestling events, conventions, and we plan to be at all of them we can.
We're gonna be throwing down with Throwdown Theater out there. It's gonna be a great
we will be
time.
recognizable for sure.
Once again, throwdowntheater.com is where you want to find all your cool stuff, and do that. Visit it right now, and get your orders in just in time for Christmas and the happy holiday seasons. Now, let's get down to business.
The real nitty gritty, right?
So the other night, my homies, the whole crew of Throwdown Theater, except for myself, went to our friends Rachel and Briar Wellington, their show Horror Slam in Southgate.
Right.
Now,
Richie Boy, Briar Wellington, and Rachel Green.
Yes.
Yep. Give you a big shout out. They treated us like kings.
Man, that
had a really good time.
That, you know what, that warms my heart when I hear that. It really does, because you guys should be treated as kings, and we don't often get that, mm-hmm. and you know that. Mm-hmm. And those two are wacky individuals.
I love Briar. I think we know him since he was about 17.
Briar, since he was a child.
Yeah.
I've always loved that kid. Since I put him on Squared Circle television. Mm-hmm. The very first time he ever been on television was on my TV program. And I've always loved him, and his homeboy Pierre Francois. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember Briar, one of his first matches for Midwest Championship Wrestling, he was Pantera Leo.
Wow.
He had a mask on.
Yes.
Pantera Leo.
Yes.
And I think he worked with, what was that guy's name? He went on to do some things in WCW. And he was around here. Jeff Katz.
Yes, that's
Jeff
right.
Katz.
Yes.
And I disqualified him.
Oh.
Because they, and I thought they were green.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been, and they wrestled all up in the stands. Briar, you remember this. They fought all up in the stands, and they were like just an opening, probably their first match. So what are you guys going up in the stands for? And that's how I felt as a veteran, so I disqualified him. I just counted them out.
Right.
And Jeff Katz was all pissed, saying he was going to call his lawyer. His father was a lawyer.
Oh, my God.
He's a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? He was that green. So what are you doing up fighting in the stands? But he later went on to be the producer of the NWO pay-per-view that WCW had. Remember
Really?
the NWO had
I
that
do.
one?
They had that sold out or
Yeah,
something
Jeff
like that.
Katz,
Yeah.
he was actually on screen.
What was it? Uncensored. There you go. Yes, yes.
So Jeff
Thank
Katz
you.
was the producer for that. So he did go somewhere.
And that's really cool. So the other night, back to the other night.
Yeah.
So this
Got off
is
track.
a really cool building. You guys were telling me about it.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You know?
Don't ask me the name of it. Gamescape
GameWorks.
something. GameWorks, maybe.
I think that's what they said. GameWorks.
Yeah, and we went in, and I was like, "Oh, wow, this looks pretty cool," because it looks like it's where a fight should take place. You know, they
Okay.
had all these fences up. You know, so it had a really hardcore look to it.
Good hardcore feel.
without even being decorated.
Right.
You know, but yeah, besides and it was spread out, nice high ceiling. But besides that, man, the guys, they put on a show. You know, and man, it was just chaos.
Let me tell you something. By the way, congratulations to Horror Slam on a successful show with a great crowd.
Great crowd.
Enthusiastic crowd.
Right.
We appreciate that, us with our crowd, and
Right.
the enthusiasm. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm just going to stop
The
saying
excitement is enough.
The excitement. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's different, but go ahead.
But so the building and the crowd, congratulations to Horror Slam on that. And by the way, of course, Chaos is in the house.
Oh, yeah.
The International Big Time Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. Besides that, the Horror Slam Tag Team
dual champions, man, and they were
the Den were in
vicious.
the building.
They were vicious, to say the least. The end of the match was particularly brutal. The ropes either came off or they took the ropes off. And Caesar Asher, he's the crazy one.
Yeah, he is.
He choked out Machine Gun Bishop, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, Machine Gun Bishop, another up-and-coming guy, man. I like him a lot, very respectful. But Caesar Asher wrapped the ropes around his neck and choked him out.
Good.
So it was pretty violent. So enjoyed that.
Good. That's why they're my
Enjoyed
favorite
that.
tag team in the world. And I co-sign on them against anybody. Yeah, I said it.
Yo, got to hang out with Bo
What's the
at
tag team,
intermission.
Carlito, that we want to see? The Dan beat up from GCW. The who?
Cogers.
Yes, man. That's a dream match. That's a dream match, and I hope in one day, Booker, man, you could make that happen.
So you said this is your dream match?
That's our
Is that
dream
what you
match.
said? You guys' dream
Yes,
match?
absolutely.
Okay.
Because we know that those four guys will kill it. And of course I know that two of the four are going to kick ass, and those two just happen to be our tag team champions. And I believe that to the fullest.
We'll
Okay,
see,
back
we'll
to
see
the
what
other
happens.
night.
We'll see what happens, man.
Back to the other night of so it was
Donald
a good
Trump
house,
trying
good
to tell
time.
me what to do. No.
Who's Donald Trump?
Making suggestions to the DOJ, whatever it is, Department of Justice.
Man, ladies and gentlemen,
We're
AT
gonna
Huck
get
is in rare
sidetracked.
form
We're gonna get
tonight.
sidetracked.
AT Huck, you know what?
You know that was a joke.
Wait, so I know it is.
Oh
shit.
It's not that bad. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
AT Huck, yeah, there was a spill. We got a spill, ladies and gentlemen, just like on Drew and Mike, yes. We have a spill. Anyways, it's a little bit of orange juice. Or good juice, actually. But back to what I was saying, and back to what I was saying.
Yeah, Horror Slam, that's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, Horror Slam,
it was a
of
good
course.
show. I saw some guys that I've never seen before, and guys that I've known for a very long time, like old-timer Jeff King was there.
Yes.
And Jeff King is, he's funny.
Uh-huh.
He's from a different era.
Right.
I once advertised him as he was going to be wrestling Luthez. because he'll come out and talk about how he had matches with Luthez and Vern Gagne, and he has this old man voice.
Here's the thing that right there is one of the original Tony Storm. But just a male version.
Exactly. Yeah,
I love that.
Delusional.
I love
That's
that.
what it's like. He's delusional.
I love that.
And, man,
shout out to what's her name, Kitty LaFleur. Man, shout out to her for being the original. I mean, she was that character a long time ago, and shout out to her.
Thunder
for continuing to do her thing,
Right.
Okay,
but let me finish about Jeff King. Years ago, when I promoted IWF, it was a 3-way tag match, DBA and New Jack, and Jeff King was in the match. I can't remember who his partner, Rick Matrix, and his partner. But one of the bloodiest matches I think I've ever had.
Really?
Not intentionally,
right?
But Jeff King and New Jack got into it. But I guess Jeff, the hard way or his way, whatever, hit an artery or whatever. Okay. Man, the entire floor was just covered with blood.
Oh my gosh!
And New Jack told him to go to the back. Because he was busted open like that. New Jack sending somebody to the back. Right. And I was standing
That's not
there.
like him.
I was standing there, and the crowd was in awe. And I went back there, and I looked at him, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, take your ass back out there." He went back out. The crowd erupted.
What?
He got his ass whipped some more.
Yeah.
But it showed how tough he was.
Oh, I love it.
That's why I wanted him to go back out, But that's a great memory.
That's what I appreciate about what you do in your booking and your promoting eye. You knew that would be big if he went back out. Oh, beautiful.
But nonetheless, we had to mop up. People were tiptoeing, trying to get around all the blood.
Once again, man, what you're explaining to me is pure poetry, man. Like, as a wrestling fan, I would appreciate if I was in that crowd and then this cat coming back out after he got all that blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, that's what I love about
That's something we get excited about.
Absolutely.
Wrestling the way we do.
Absolutely.
But he was one of the guys, that I haven't seen in some time.
Right. And tell us about who else was there.
Well, of course, Chuck Stein. I always say it wrong. I'm sorry, my friend. I've known you since you were a teenager. But he came on top this past Friday at Horror Slam for the tournament. It was the Murder City Death Cup tournament, number 4, I believe.
Okay.
And this may be Chuck's second time winning it out of 4. I didn't know that he was such an institution there at Horror Slam that he is. And they gave him a big speech, and he made a speech, and it was pretty cool. I was proud of him.
Like hearing that. That's really cool, man.
He was in his element there.
Right.
He's a hardcore wrestler, and that's what he does.
Right.
More so than just going and having a traditional match.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. But hey, kudos to Jeff, man. Chuck. I'm sorry, Chuck.
Chuck
Stein. Chuck Stein, man, been around a long time.
Good. God bless, man.
Yeah, another guy I saw, new guy, and I got my eye on him. Dean Hendricks.
Dean Hendricks. Let's hear about Dean Hendricks.
He didn't wrestle, but he did a little segment where he, was making a challenge, to the company, and I've known him for quite some time, from the House of Truth. And, man, he sounded very good, and he looks good now, and the crowd really was receptive to him.
Awesome, man. That's really good. So their official champion, who's
for the Death Cup, it's Chuck, but their champion, JJ Escobar. Did
he wrestle?
That's not his champion. He didn't defend his title, but correct me if I'm wrong. I thought he was the champion, maybe.
Okay, I'm not sure,
but I'm not 100% sure.
Right. Shout out to Horror Slam. Shout out to those guys over there, Rachel, Breyer, and the whole crew. We have nothing but love for you guys right here at Wrestling Real Talk. And if you happen to be in the Motor City area and you hear of Horror Slam, you should probably do yourself a favor and go check it out. I think you'll be pretty impressed, and especially if you love hardcore wrestling. And
I'd say they're the premier death match company here in Michigan.
oh, well,
You know,
ain't they the only?
Ain't that who?
Ain't they the only
The only
death
I'm not
match
sure if it is.
company?
Maybe so.
Yeah, but
Maybe so.
nevertheless, I urge you guys, go check them out. And do not forget, January the 17th, we will be making our return back to Taqueria El Rey. Now, next week, A.T. Huck, we have a very special main event announcement that we are going to make because it's going to be official.
Okay. Yeah, I just been waiting to hear from you.
And it's happening, and the
I think
permission has been granted.
It's a big match.
And the permission has been granted. So it's going to be exciting next week when we make this major announcement, because I'm going to try to get this person on the line with us to make this major announcement.
Live on the air. That would be great.
We're going to try our best to make that happen. But nevertheless, I promise you, Wrestling Real Talk fans, the only place that you're going to find out about the very special main event happening on Sunday, January the 17th at Taqueria El Rey in Southwest Detroit, will be right here on Wrestling Real Talk next week. Now, let's get on to our major question, which was from Bobby Gill in Milford, Michigan. He wants to know, Rudy, Huck, in your collective years in all of wrestling, what are the scariest things, moments, or matches you've ever seen with your own eyes, either live or on television?
You like me to go first?
I would love that.
All right. Not quite sure what year this was. You'll probably know a little better than me because you're good with dates. But it was for JCW. I believe we were in Columbus, Ohio. And I was refereeing a great match between M-Dog 2020 and Josh Prohibition.
Oh, my God. I know what you're going to say.
Yes. So I'm refereeing, and M-Dog goes to the ropes to do maybe a moonsault off the ropes to the floor. And the ropes completely collapse, and he hits his head, his neck, right on the hard part of the ring apron.
He indeed did. And
it was, ooh.
The whole locker room were watching on the monitors in the back, and we're all, and Shane Douglas immediately jumps up, and he's like, someone's got to get that kid. Someone's got to. And by the time we got because it was.
Yeah, everybody was
panicked.
in shock. Yeah,
and he got up.
Well, here's what happened. I leaned through the ropes. He was down on the floor, and it's on video. I just reposted it.
Okay.
And you see me leaning down, talking to him. And I say, "Hey, are you okay? Do you want to keep going?" And he was like, "Huck, I want to keep going." I said, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Come on, let's go." And he got back up in the ring and started working.
That place erupted.
Yeah.
And they had a 5-star match, though there was only two ropes.
Right. That spot right there. It wasn't a spot. It just happened.
It just happened.
The
it
rope
was
just broke. But you'll see it if you go to my Facebook page. I reposted it.
Yes.
And that was pretty cool. I won't say it was cool, but it was scary. One of my scary ones.
That indeed was Columbus, Ohio. That was when I wrestled Abdullah the Butcher. And I actually was kicking his ass.
You were, man. That's another story. I was watching that from the stage. And you made your big comeback. I immediately called Frantic Frank on the phone, and I was doing commentary over the phone. I was like, and Rudy's making a comeback. You won't believe it. I wish I had that on tape, I started calling your match right on the phone to Frank, and he was popping.
That's wonderful, man. Shout out to Frantic Frank Young, man, brother. I want you to know, man, I think about you often, man, and I love you, man, and hopefully one day we'll be able to catch up soon.
Yes, for sure, man.
He's
my dog.
One of the coolest cats I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, and I gotta. Since we're talking about Frank, Frank is underrated for what he did around here in the Michigan scene. Everything that I did, he was right there next to me.
Indeed, sir.
Right there next to me. Except later in the IWF, but ICW, Midwest Championship Wrestling, ICW down in Lima for Al Snow.
Yes.
Frank was always there.
Always. He was your partner in crime, bro.
The things that happened in IWF and ICW, when it was just me and him, wouldn't have happened without Frank.
Right.
It would not have happened.
Right.
Because he was the one that was backing the promotion, so to say.
Right.
And Frank was a big deal.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys traveled to Texas to get that damn ring.
Yep, we rode to Texas to get Necro Butcher's ring and brought it up here. We snatched it from some dudes that were running shows. They had their posters and shit up. And it's funny now. And guys, if you're listening, I don't know if you ever are. Sorry about that, but that's just how it is.
That's how it has to be.
It was Necro's ring, and he said, "Come get it."
Hey, that's right. Hey, man, you sometimes.
And that ring today is still being used. Around the area. History of that ring.
Just like the great Balboa said, sometimes you got to pay the band.
There you go.
There you go. You got to get that ring. Hey,
well, where were we, man? We got sidetracked. Back to the scary stuff.
The scary.
What's yours,
brother? I've seen several things that were scary, man. Damn it. Sorry. I've seen several things that were scary. One was what you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. That was on my list because it was frightening, like from watching that perspective from the back, you're thinking, damn, did this kid just break his neck?
Just break his paralyzed for life or something,
right. So and
he's still going today,
and I'm proud of that, And for those of you out there, man, shout out to M Dog.
Yeah, he later became Son of
Josh
Havoc.
Prohibition,
Son of Havoc.
Yes, for Lucha Underground. Yes.
Yep. So just tying it all in.
Absolutely, man. So you understand who we're talking about,
right?
And I think back to those times of guys like him and stuff, and. Of course, we follow Tulsa King and our homeboys on there.
Yeah,
Cash Flow.
Right.
Shout out to Big Cash.
Hope to see you soon.
Man, I pray to see you soon, my brother. Back to Wrestling Real Talk and my scary moment. One of the scariest moments I did see ever, eye to eye, you were a part of.
Oh, shit.
And we didn't really see anything. However, we were in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We were in a dressing room with the mysterious Sheik.
Right.
And the Sheik.
The Sheik.
Who did not take kindly to the disrespect of this young guy. And the Sheik, he was whatever the fuck he was doing. And I just remember being terrified when Sweet Daddy looked at me and said, "Come on, get out of here."
Right.
And made us all.
I was standing right there. Right.
I was terrified. What's happening? And when that man came out with tears in his eyes, I was like, man, what the fuck did they do to that guy?
Never to be seen again. I know of.
Ever.
Right.
Done from the business. And deservedly so when you can't disrespect one of the greatest of all time.
Right. And from what we were told, there in that office, something went down. What was that?
Yes, indeed. There was, which happened, there was a knife involved.
Exactly.
To the throat where there was actually a cut.
I didn't know it just nicked him a little bit.
Just a little nick to let you know. This is not, I'm not just putting this, I'm letting you know I will use it.
Right. And people, we're talking about the original Sheik.
We are.
This is who we're talking about.
The great Edward Farhad, The great Edward Firehouse.
The uncle of Sabu.
The uncle of Sabu, the father of Captain Ed George.
That's right.
The
most hardcore wrestler in the history of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
The most over
and
in the history of professional wrestling, bar none.
The greatest wrestler of all time, in my eyes. I mean, and I'll debate that with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem doing that. Okay, but back to
scary.
It was scary. That was a scary part, and then
I was never scared. I was more in shock. That was shocking for me, not scared.
I had a scary feeling like, man, something bad
is about to happen.
To happen, yeah. But now let me go on to my next scary one while I got it on my mind real quick, and then I'll throw it back to you for a couple. I was with Hector Hatchett. Which at the time was Corporal Daryl Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
And this took place at the Inkster High School. And it was Mickey Doyle against Corporal Daniels. And I was in the crowd, and Corporal Daniels, for the first time ever, got color.
Mm.
And he busted an artery.
Oh, was I there?
Yes, you were, sir.
Wow, I totally forgot about that.
If you recall, it was coming out of his forehead, not dripping down your face. It was shooting like a sprinkler. Where Mickey, you could see him kind of like,
he was kind of in a
panic,
this.
And immediately, he had to be carted off to, an ambulance, down to Garden City Hospital or whatever. But to see that much blood come out of a man like that was terrifying. And then that's my boy too,
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Then once again, that was a long time ago. That was in 91.
91. It was first year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it was against Mickey Doyle, and yes, we were both there. And
Mickey was the best back then. Man.
Mickey's the best today, brother. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, Mickey Doyle. Love you, man. Back to you, A.T. Huck.
Now, mine, weren't these. Got two together. Weren't necessarily wrestling. The wrestlers themselves. Well, one is. I'm sorry. One is. One was at GLW. Remember Mike Kelly's promotion?
I do.
Over right there in the Wayne Ford Civic Center. No,
Wayne Ford Civic Center.
Yes.
In Garden City or something.
Exactly.
Westland or something.
And think it was. I don't necessarily remember how it happened, the match itself, but a referee took a bump over the top rope.
Oh.
And apparently he hit his arm on the ring apron. Oh. And when I went to check on him, it was snapped, and not just snapped, but the bone was sticking straight out.
Oh.
Right out of his arm. Oh. And I almost lost it. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that.
Right.
That close up before.
Right.
It was horrible. And needless to say, never saw him again.
Oh,
man, it wasn't Gary Coleman. That was another ref. There was another referee. I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, never saw him again after that. But that was pretty bad.
Man, you know what? Okay, so that brings me to my scary moment that I seen because I was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during the gathering of the Juggalos. And it was myself against Necro Butcher. And me and Necro, we always tried to turn it up.
Yes,
especially for the Juggalos. Shout out to the Juggalos of the universe and the world. Shout out to JCW. Much love, Lunacy. We went out there and we agreed, hey, we're still brothers at the end, but we're going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a man that'll be honest with me like that.
Right.
Don't try to take liberties.
Right. And another thing about Necro, you got to realize you're going to take some potatoes because he's blind.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. And on top of that, it is what it is, man.
Right.
You're in a fight when you're in there with.
Toughest dude I think of that I brought to Detroit.
He sure as hell is a tough man, and and I only say that because I've lived it.
Right.
The scars on my body are from that man, but I take them as badges of honor too. I really do. Do I agree with his political stance in life and all that? No, I don't. I totally don't. But let me also say this, that one of the best to do it. To do it.
And he's still out there doing it. Is a totally different person.
He was he's one of the few people that have been diagnosed as a true genius.
Oh, he is, man. He's very smart. I've sat and talked to Dylan. I'm calling him Dylan. And yeah, he's very intelligent. To say the least.
That's why it surprises me that his blinders are up so much on some of the nonsense, that he politicizes.
Right.
especially being a worker all those years.
Some of it is cultural.
True.
Dylan is a hillbilly, man. Right? Or Texas? Would you still call? He's from Texas, or is he from Virginia?
I think he's born? He was born in South Virginia, I do believe.
Yeah, in Virginia. So yeah, he's a hillbilly.
Yeah,
he's from the mountains. So I kind of expect it.
Yeah, no doubt. But one of the toughest guys ever.
He can be very smart. If you ever saw the Ozarks, man, they were pretty smart.
Shout out to the Ozarks. But anyways, so I'm a part of the match, and we're going and we're fighting and we're fist fighting, and it's, man, I'm feeling good. He's feeling good. I put him up on the top rope. Boom, boom, boom. I set up a chair where I'm gonna put him through the chair by his beard. So, boom, the bump goes boom, and he breaks his freaking leg.
Oh, that was
the leg
match.
is the bone is not sticking out,
but you can see,
but it's
right.
humped.
Oh, I remember that.
And the first I pin him 1, 2, 3, right? And the first thing he says is, "Don't let him cut my pants." No, because he just had to get these wrestling pants made, and he loved them. And it was the first and only time he ever used them.
He went back to the jeans.
They cut him off of him, and he was so mad. And that was the only thing he was concerned about.
Yeah.
And I told him, I says, "Bro, the fuck your pants, bro." And I was. Yeah, they had to have a helicopter transport him out of the gathering.
Wow.
Because, and then he started to have a little bit of shock, and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but me, I almost threw up.
Oh, wow.
While I'm pinning him. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Man, you should have saved that one for last.
Can I say this? Well, this is my last one.
I mean, for the whole segment, but go ahead.
This is my last one.
Well,
for
I got
the segment. Well, you can have the final word, sir. You
don't get what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Okay, so listen, here we go. Anyways, that motherfucker, like you said, is still wrestling. Shout out to you, Necro
Still
Butcher,
going to Japan.
doing his thing, man. Now, tell us.
Well, I got one more, and it's not as fantastic as that one, but it was one of, something scary that did happen. I don't remember what show it was on. I know this was a battle royal, and it wasn't. I wouldn't say he was an established wrestler, but you might remember. You remember Deep Freeze?
I do remember.
You remember Deep Freeze? He's about 400 pounds, right?
At least.
Yes. Right. So Deep Freeze is in this battle royal. The Cole brothers were in it. A few others I can't remember, but he goes over the ropes to the floor. It may be several people throw him out.
Okay.
But being that heavy, when he hit the floor, he landed on his leg. Oh. So his bottom part of his leg snapped. Oh. And it was like in an L shape.
Oh, no. Oh.
I'd say not his leg, but his ankle. Lower ankle area.
It was going the wrong way.
facing the wrong way.
Oh.
And I was down
that just
there 'cause
happened yesterday at the Eagles game.
The Eagles game with somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, also Sid Vicious. Remember Sid? He
Vicious,
jumping off the top.
yes.
I would say that was pretty scary because I watched that.
Right, and the same thing that I seen with Chris Candido.
With Candido.
And on TNA, live on television, man. His leg was going the wrong way,
that
bro.
just seems so horrible.
Right.
When you see it close up like that.
And ultimately, that's what killed my friend Chris Candido.
Yeah,
man. That
blood
sucks,
clot after
man.
that. Yeah. But I think that's it for me. Yeah, deep freeze with his ankle being twisted the wrong way in that battle royal.
Hey, wrestling fans, check it out. Just like Bobby Gill did, you can do the same thing. You can leave your questions, comments, or concerns right here, wherever you're checking out Wrestling Real Talk. Of course, I follow it on Spotify, and most follow it on YouTube. But wherever you follow it, man, just make sure you hit the notification, the subscribe button, and always, always, always check out Throwdown Theater so you can find out where we will be live and in person, because we will be making some appearances in the very near future. Now, A.T. Huck, I would like to do one thing for you, my friend. I would like to say thank you very much. You're a wonderful cat. And on behalf of me and the boys, we want to thank you, man.
Oh, I appreciate that,
man. We want to I want to give you your love and respect, and I want to thank you for the cruise that you are taking us on. It was a wonderful thought, and thank you, man.
Oh,
thank you very much, man. It's the once in a lifetime thing. Us
heading to the Bahamas.
The whole cruise. We're going to the Bahamas. We're going through Bermuda. I mean, it's going to be wonderful.
I hope we make it through Bermuda.
Oh man! Shout out to everybody. I'm excited, you guys, and you know what? We're not young cats anymore, bro.
We're not, man. Yeah. It's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it so much. I can't stop talking about it.
It's going to be wonderful.
Sometimes it's like, Huck, shut up.
Anyways, back to you. Any final words? Anything you'd like to say? Goodbye,
people, just thank you for tuning in. We enjoyed doing the show, and we get a little sidetracked, but we're just flowing. You know what I mean? We don't have any script written down. All of this is just coming right off the top of our heads from our memories.
Yes.
So something will pop into our head right in mid-sentence. So we start talking about it. But we will eventually make our way back around to what we were talking about. But just stick in there with us. We having a good time. I hope you are too. Enjoy your upcoming holiday. Be safe out there. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of people having a little too much fun, so be careful. And I'll see you next time right here on Wrestling Real Talk.
We'll have that special announcement.
That's right, we will. And maybe some more.
Do you hear that, Wrestling Real Talk fans? That was the great A.T. Huck. And, once again, we're blessed to have him here. He is truly a legend in professional wrestling, going on 40 years in the business. And I'm proud to have him as not only my brother, but someone who I trust with our business of international big-time wrestling.
Hey, can I say one more thing? I'm sorry,
Yes,
Rudy.
you can.
Going back to Horror Slam,
show.
And something you said made me think about that. The love and respect I got in the Horror Slam locker room. When I walked in, all the guys walked up to me and shook my hand, wanted to take pictures with me. And that always takes me off guard.
Right.
And hearing you say that, you always have to remind me I'm so modest, so laid back about it.
You are.
Not a braggart at all.
No.
But, man, thank you guys in the back. Thank you once again, Briar and Rachel. But the boys in the back really treated me great.
Very good, man. That warms my heart, as you should be. Wrestling Real Talk fans, once again, we'd like to thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world, and you could be listening to any of the millions of podcasts out there. But you decided to roll with me and Huck. And shout out to our producers, Bobby Rocks and Carlito Hill. And they always keep us on our toes and stuff. And they keep us They keep us really nice and high. Yeah, I said that. Anyways, Wrestling Real Talk fans, thanks once again for joining us. We will see here. You got to be here next week with the major announcement that's going down. I promise you, heads are going to turn on this major announcement. Wrestling Real Talk will be back here next week. And once again, you know, like we always say, man, you know, the crazy world we live in, we're not here for a long time. However, we are here for a good time. So be good to one another, take care of one another, and don't you ever forget peace and love from God above.
Peace.